went live on YouTube before. All right, so it's preparing to stream the meeting. It'll be a little bit clunky, but it says Jason Chait, but all right, we're live right now on there. Now, how would I find out to get it embedded?
So
that'd be the share option.
Yeah.
And copy that link. And then go to Facebook and post it. See, I manage my Facebook, but I also manage the other people's and the store as well. Now, will it air live on Facebook or just if they click it?
Post it. They're watching us figure this out right now.
Yes, they are. All right, I post it.
Post it on the other people's show?
No, it's on mine.
Oh.
But it just shows the link though. So we're actually figuring this out.
Oh.
Oh, and it is. It is. So let's test something out here a little bit.
Wait, all I see is the link.
Yeah, I clicked on the link.
Oh, so you're just redirecting. Okay.
But is there a way to get a live feed though? If I share on Facebook that way, with that? All right, this I think this is going to work.
This is the most compelling footage.
It really is
sitting around trying to figure out Zoom.
Yes.
Okay. Are you posting this on? Is this on yours?
Yeah. Now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There it is. Oh,
see, where
still have to click on it.
And I wish I could change the personal meeting room at the bottom, but I'm not sure how to do that at this moment. So I guess that's something we can work on as well. But we are live. We're going to try one other thing before we actually start the show. Maybe I'm trying to get the opening if we can do that. So share screen. All right, we'll get this together soon. Thanks for bearing with us, all 2 people watching. Did it play?
Sure did.
It did?
Yeah.
It played? Okay. Terribly? Was it pretty terrible?
It just, it played.
Okay. So pretty bad then. Okay, so we are the other we are the other people's show. I see it playing. There's a little bit of a delay, but we are the other people's show, live on YouTube and live on Facebook. And this is the first time we've been live on both.
History in the making.
Yeah, history is in the making. So what's been going on, Jake? Since we were originally going to do a On the Movies today with Clifford.
But we're going to try some more technology before then.
Yes. So at the last moment, I was like, let's ditch Clifford. I wanted to rewatch it again, try some more technology, and let's dive in and do the other people's show.
Called an audible, and I had to change my virtual background.
You did. You have a completely different background.
Yeah.
When doing that, and we're gonna probably maybe. Do I need to stop sharing the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
They were probably just watching that.
Yes. They were. They actually were.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not really. Well, see, ladies and gents, Jake typically has does this part, and I typically don't.
This,
So
this is why all the WEBR shows were you talking the whole time and me just kind of chiming in every 2 or 3 seconds because I'm too busy trying to cut. Because I was cutting live. This
yeah,
thing
yeah,
cuts for you, but I was doing it myself back in those days. And we had 3 cameras, didn't
yeah,
we?
yes,
Me, you, and then Talitha had a camera.
yes. So we're going to start again because I neglected to push record. And we are the other people. And
I don't think you got that intro.
I didn't. After all that work, I didn't. I didn't press record until after the intro.
That's okay. That's an easy fix.
That's okay. So yes. So I'm Adam,
I'm Jake.
and this is a cluster F of a show so
This
far.
is a mess.
It really is. But the fun thing about it is we are live on YouTube for the first time. And
This time
we also are broadcasting live on Facebook. So this is both mine and your broadcasting for the second time live within the last couple of years. So that's a positive.
Wait, second time live?
Yeah, because last time you said that was the first time we had been live in quite a while.
Oh.
And since we don't really know when was the last time, WEBR, because we had done WMMT.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Recorded show.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, it was.
What did we even broadcast on back? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. So what's been going on? Anything new?
Same old thing. You know me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? I got some new running shorts, so that's super exciting.
Okay. Have you driven anymore? You said you drove in the vehicle last time.
I have not driven anywhere. So it's been 102, 103 days, and I've only driven once in all that time, and I have no plans. But I have put my trip to Virginia on the calendar. So it's going to officially happen in a couple weeks. Well, 3 or 4 weeks. So we're going to go to Virginia. We're going to go to Lynchburg for about a week, and then we're going to head to the beach for a week, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Okay, so you've got some things in the works.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've been looking at the same stuff.
I'm thinking about going maybe to Pigeon Forge area. You think it's too soon?
Yeah, it just depends on what you do.
Well, see, I was thinking about maybe going in mid-July.
I wouldn't go to like the kissing booth or anything like that. That probably wouldn't work.
I probably wouldn't go eat out anywhere. And I typically don't go around touching that many things anyway. And I'm a misanthropic person, so I don't like people. So I try to be away from people. So I figure I'm pretty safe. My main concern is staying at in the motel. That's my main concern.
What I've learned is that it doesn't stay on surfaces for too long. So as long as you kind of wipe down a couple of surfaces, you should be all right.
Okay. Because I may do that, and I thought about maybe taking another trip to Charleston and Savannah, maybe August, September. I'd say by then it should be, because I don't know how it's affected by heat.
Yeah.
But I know it is hot down there in late July and August, and I feel pretty safe because most bacterias and viruses, I have no idea. I'm just saying most, throwing words.
Communications degrees.
Yeah, I've heard that they die down in the. I don't know where I've heard them from. Maybe just something I've imagined in my mind. But let's just say, for the sake of the argument, the virus dies down. I feel safe.
What are you gonna do in Pigeon Forge?
Typically we aquarium, but I don't know if the aquarium would be open.
Probably not.
And I thought about, honestly, the Skywalk, but then a few weeks ago I heard that it had got a crack in it. So maybe not.
Oh,
maybe not Pigeon Forge now that you brought that stuff to my attention.
The
So,
only place I'm going, so we're going to the beach, but like my sister, she's doing a tour of Virginia because her daughter like did a state report on Virginia.
yeah.
So they're gonna go visit a bunch of sites, but the only place they're going to is like outdoor places.
Mm.
So they're gonna head down towards your area and go. They're gonna get close to DC, but they're not actually gonna go too much up there.
Okay.
They're gonna try to hit like Luray Caverns, um, go down to Chincoteague,
Yeah.
Assateague. I want to go there. Have you ever been there?
Uh-uh.
I've never seen a wild horse or a
No, we
pony.
talked about those. Maybe one of your first shows. Were you there when Stacy came to the show at W 106.7, the one in Wise?
Yeah.
She came there one time. I'm not sure if you were there, but she talked about those Chincoteague ponies.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I don't remember her talking about it, but I remember I was at the show.
Yeah, she mentioned them, and I was like, "Pony." She was like, "Yeah, yeah, I remember that."
Because
So
you picked us up because she and I were no, that was when we did the photo shoot.
the scorpion always wanted to touch her thigh. So
You wrote a song about her.
yeah, yeah. Well, actually, he never did. He only touched her thigh one time, but we made it to this bit, so he really didn't. And I think he actually touched her thigh by accident, but you know. But yeah, those would be pretty cool to do. I'm not sure. I do want to go a couple places, but it's weird. We'll get into this. We got a couple of topics to talk about, but I usually second guess a lot of the decisions that I make. But actually, moving back so far has been a good decision. It's worked out well.
Not being in a city right now is a good thing.
Well, see, my perspective has changed, and I was driving a couple of days back, and I thought I used to really want to get out of here completely, but now I can make like a quote home here, like a little base, and then travel where I need to because I have a job now where I create basically my own schedule, and it's a very flexible job, and that flexibility is very valuable.
You can't
And
beat that.
no, it's a great place to work. I'm actually getting into a lot of the social media stuff that I'm doing, and it's a challenge in a way because it's for a product that I'm have no knowledge of really, and I'm trying to basically market a product to an age group that I've never tried to market anything before. So marketing in a way, it all works the same, just different ways to get to the consumer. But it's fun. It's a fun little challenge, and I'm learning new things about marketing strategies every day. So that's pretty cool. But the flexibility is in the no stress environment is great. Yeah.
I've stopped liking them all just because I didn't want to get too much attention drawn to me.
Yeah.
Because I was liking all of the products.
You were.
People are be like, "Oh, do you have an announcement to make?" No.
No, I don't.
Nope. No announcements. Next.
But yeah, so that's pretty cool. There is a little simple commercial that I put together. So it came out today at 2 p.m. So the people that are watching on the YouTube or the Facebook feed, I guess they're watching the YouTube feed through Facebook, or if they happen to be on YouTube. But check that out. It's the Baby Boomerang extended version. So just about a 45-second little commercial that came out at 2 p.m. So that's basically what's been going on with me. So I can't really complain. The chaos may be in the world, but personally, it's not been this good in quite some time. So
Hey, make the best of a bad situation.
is that bad to say that? Like, you see all the devastation and chaos in the world, but my world that affects me every day to day, not bad. I can't really, things are going fairly well.
I don't know. That's
Like,
all.
Other than you being stuck there, your life seems to be going pretty decently.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is I'm looking for some more, work. Would like to have that. I'm doing okay right now, but I'm kind of looking for some new stuff to get into, and that's kind of stalled out. So that's been a little bit difficult, and not having had fast food in a while. I've lost like 8 pounds since this thing started.
Well, see, that's funny.
So
We often talk about food on the show, and I'm often hungry after the show because I'm not really, other than Triscuit and a few goldfish, I'm not really had anything to eat today. And I I've lost a little bit of weight during this as well. Not, you said you lost 8 pounds. I probably lost
like that.
like two, two, but I don't eat normal. How many meals do you eat per day? One or two? Do you eat three?
I eat 3 now.
Three?
Back in the day, I used to always skip breakfast, never ate breakfast. And
And I
then
like breakfast. I really do. I like breakfast.
I never liked it because it just felt like
Like a full meal.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I started off the day with food. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But now I'm up to like 3 meals, but I eat three good meals. So I try to eat, the biggest thing is I try to eat dinner late as possible, which is easy during the summer because like I'm gonna go for a run today, but I'll probably run about like 6 to 7. So I'll be back by like 8.
How long?
And then I'll eat like 8 something.
About an hour and 10 minutes.
How long's what?
6 to 7. How long does it take you to run that?
No, I'll run around 6 to 7 p.m.
Oh.
No, I don't run 6 to 7 miles. I could probably do 5 to 6 right now.
Yeah, I mean, I figured you could do that. So I thought you meant 6 to. How long does it take to do about what, 12 minutes a mile?
Typically, I've gotten it down to. I actually did my fastest mile ever the other day at 8:12. Was my fastest mile. But I typically run around. If I'm doing like up to 3 miles, I'm running around 10, 15. Mm-hmm. If I'm doing longer than that, it's probably 10:30 up to 11. But if I were to go like a 10 miler, I'd probably be around 12-minute miles.
Yeah, I'd say now, because I haven't really run, I'd probably do 14-minute miles right now.
Yeah, to do what you gotta do.
Usually I can get back into it pretty quickly.
I've run 2 or 3 10-milers.
Okay.
2, 3. And every time I ran it, my only goal was to not walk. That was my only goal, was to run the whole thing. At the 8-mile mark, you start to go up a hill.
Yeah.
And it lasts for 2 miles. It is a 2-mile climb to finish the thing. And oh my gosh, the last time I ran it, which was a few years ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago, I did so well, and I started that climb, and I didn't even get 50 yards into the climb, and I felt like I was going to pass out. I was like, I either walk or I pass out. And so I ended up walking. I was so pissed because I got so freaking far.
Well, that's interesting that you said that, because when Michael and I used to, I'm trying to message some people back here. When Michael and I used to, sometimes we would often run and stuff. We came down. We would often run in Manassas Park, and then we tried to run in Pound. So we were averaging 18 to 20 miles per run up there at the time. So we came.
Good Lord, 18 miles a run?
Yeah, sometimes we did 22 or I think twice. We attempted it 3 times, well, 4, but once he hurt his foot, and once I got sick and threw up. But I did eat some of these honey energy chews, and they made me sick because it was just so hot in the honey.
How far did you get before you ate the thing?
Near the end, like probably 17. It was near the end.
Because I keep telling Alex I'm going to get one of those things because I keep losing a lot of energy. I get really tired.
Some of
And
them are
she's
good.
like, you don't run far enough to do it. And I'm
Well, see,
like,
when I did the Marine Corps marathon, they had stations every, I don't know how, maybe every 2 miles, and they would have like water, and some would have water, Gatorade. Some would have like pieces of fruit. Some would have those energy chews, and you would just come by. I mean, you could grab it as you're going by. And I ran every mile except the 23rd. I didn't run the whole 23rd mile because when Michael and I had practiced, we never did get up to 26. We had only made it a little over 20. Maybe I don't know if we'd made it to 24. I can't recall. I don't think so. But we had always had problems.
mm-hmm.
So we had never made it. And then Michael had got hurt the night before the marathon. So he couldn't run.
Oh, that stinks.
I think he had stepped on his dog Mara's toy and twisted his ankle. So he had trained from February until October 30th. The race was Halloween, and he didn't get to run.
That sucks.
And then I ended up having to run, but I thought that I was going to be running with him, so I didn't have earbuds or anything prepared. So I just ran, no music, nothing, for
Wow.
4.5 hours, and it was tiring. But the night before, I filled up on like this really great pasta, Alfredo, bread, things like that, and then but my feet though, they I didn't really run in those shoes anymore because I changed shoes a couple times because you're only supposed to put so many miles on your shoes. So, but I didn't run in the same shoes that I trained in. So, but it was fun. I don't know if I could ever do it again. Well, I'm sure I could do it again physically, but you have to train. I mean, the training was the marathon was tough. It was really tough, but the training, because you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not like something you could be like, well, it's I could probably, what's a 5K, like 3 miles?
3 miles.
I wouldn't even have to train for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be better to do it, but I could get up and just do it. But the
Yeah.
Marine Corps marathon, no way.
Golly.
Yeah. And there was a Saturday morning, like we started in the winter, February, and it wasn't until October. And we would run at least three. That was probably the best shape I've ever been in because we were doing that. We were doing the Insanity, Sean T's Insanity. We're doing that 2 days a week and running 4 days a week. And that was with me driving back and forth, working on Virginia running, working at the movie theater, and working at the radio station and doing our show. Like
That's
sometimes,
insane.
like sometimes I would leave, like I would leave Wise if I went down on the weekend to work on Virginia running. I would leave there at like 9 a.m. I would get back to DC area, like 6 p.m., run, 15 or 20 miles with Michael, go back, shower. Talitha would have something prepared, and then I'd go into work overnight. That would be my schedule. Just like last weekend. Last weekend was drove up, left here at 3:30, drove up, went straight to work, worked the shift, went to get something to eat, slept in the vehicle, got up the next morning, walked around Georgetown, went to work, did the shift, drove back, got up the next morning, went to social media. Job.
I don't know how you do it.
I mean, it's starting to take a toll on my body though. Like my joint on my knee, and then my finger. I have to make another appointment, I think, to get it another cortisone shot. But you got to do what you've got to do until you don't have to do it anymore. And
do what I can.
No more to DC after this weekend, so that's good.
That's awesome. My biggest issue is I've always been, so they have the this, which I don't know if they're going to have it this year, but they have this international half marathon and marathon that goes over to Canada, and I want to do it so bad, but I just haven't been able to get my knee to cooperate. I shattered my knee when I was like 15 years old.
You've had knee problems ever since I've known you.
Yeah, I had a bike accident, and my knee is just bone on bone. And then I played tennis on it for 6 years, and it has never, ever, ever gotten any better. But that's the problem, is like I can only get so far, and then it's like it hurts. It's terrible. And then you lose, like when that happens, I lose like 3 weeks to a month
Right.
at best case scenario. And when you're trying to train for something big, like that's a long time.
Yeah, I had up until I wear these shoes called hookah now. They're like running
Oh
shoes,
yeah.
and I had like a, I think it was called metatarsal or something in my right foot, and I think it developed, me running, for so long, and the shoes really helped. Like I mean, they're pretty pricey, but I use about a pair of those a year, and I mean, I wear them for about 2 years, but I don't, after the first year, I don't, run in them again.
Mhm.
But they're really good. I think they've put my foot back on track, so they've helped out a lot. So I was going to say that we've got a guest that's going to chime in for the last segment on the show. They're going to come on for the last segment. And we do have, speaking of other guests, people that are watching on YouTube, that can probably tell, go to the other people's show on YouTube, but the other people that are watching other places go there as well. We have quite a few shows up on YouTube for people to enjoy. And tomorrow we're going to do Clifford and not the big red dog. Whenever I tell people Clifford, that's one of the first things they say. Oh, that big red dog. Yes, we're going to review the Big Red Dog movie.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
We're spending our time when we
Yes.
could be doing something else.
Yes.
Talking about Clifford the Big Red Dog.
When we're talking about something that's way more logical, Martin Short, a 40-year-old man playing a 10-year-old boy, devilish boy. So,
I'm excited for this show.
The Clifford Show?
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Were you disappointed that I canceled it today?
Not disappointed. I mean, we're still doing it, but like, I'm pumped about it.
I'm going to rewatch it again tonight. I do have some criticisms of it, but I do have some fun points about it as well. So, if people want to check out Clifford on the movies tomorrow at 2:30, and I'm sure there'll be some glitches, but I think we're slowly working them out. I'll work on it tonight as well.
And hey, you have time to go watch the movie right now. So go watch the movie.
Some people.
And then when we talk about it,
you have any place where people could go to check it out? I've got the DVD of it.
I watched it on HBO or DirecTV.
Because a couple of people have asked me, and they said it wasn't even on some of the free sites. That they get movies from. So.
I had to watch it on like HBO now.
Okay.
I think is where it is.
So Clifford, yeah, that's going to be a fun show. Speaking of shows coming back, Kids in the Hall.
My favorite.
Now I don't know. I've done a little bit of research about Kids in the Hall, but tell us a little bit about your introduction, how you came into liking Kids in the Hall.
The Kids in the Hall, they are the sketch comedy troupe. It's almost like a dark comedy, sketch comedy group from Canada. Lorne Michaels actually produced their show. But my sister and I used to watch it. We'd hide in the basement and watch Kids in the Hall back when it was on either Comedy Central or like HBO.
Well, see, I remember it re-airing on Comedy Central because I've watched Kids in the Hall, like the opening, and I was like, which one did I always see? But I also learned that it ran on CBS on Friday. I think it's at Fridays late night. You can check that out if you want. I might be wrong, but I had no idea.
Oh.
And I think it did air on HBO and MTV. I think I don't, because there's several that are close, like Kids in the Hall. Then there was one that there was
The State. There was Exit 57.
Stella. Do you remember one called Stella?
Stella.
It had a few people from The State.
The State, yep.
Michael Ian Black was in both of them, I think.
There was a lot of sketch comedy shows back then. What was the other? Exit 57. Shoot, there was one more. I can't remember. The Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yeah, Upright Citizens. Now, I think that one might have Michael Ian Black as well. I think,
Mm-hmm.
and also there
Ben
was,
Stiller show.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. The Ben Stiller show. Yeah, the Andy
Yeah.
Dick show. That was early 2000s, but
In Living Color.
yeah,
Oh, that show was so good.
Mad TV. So you had a lot of those. But
Yeah.
what was one of the standouts for you about Kids in the Hall?
Back when I used to watch it, I loved, first of all, Foley, Dave Foley.
Yeah,
I just loved anything that Dave Foley did. I thought he was hilarious. But the older I've gotten, the more and more I've appreciated Scott Thompson and his monologue that he does. Oh man, what's the
Scott Thompson is one of my would probably be my favorite kid in the Hall.
the older I get, and it's funny because he's the reason why the Kids in the Hall even exist, because Mark McKinney and Kevin McDonald used to work together. No, Mark McKinney and Bruce McCauley used to work together, and Kevin McDonald and Dave Foley did stuff together. Scott Thompson had seen them both and said, like, we all need to get together and do this. And they were like, fine. So they all got together and formed Kids in the Hall. But he used to do it's crazy that he never who was it? Lorne Michaels said that he wouldn't make it in America because he was openly gay.
Oh, okay.
But I think he would have made it in America. I think it'd been fine. But he played Buddy Cole, which is these little monologues that he used to do.
See, what was funny is that you mentioned Buddy Cole. Is if the audience wants to go back and watch, type in Tom Green, Scott Thompson, and there's a couple segments where he was on the show, and there's at least one complete show still on there, and he talks about he was doing a blog at the time. It was like 2007, and he was doing a blog as Buddy Cole and responding to people as Buddy Cole. And there was a cool Scott Thompson and Kurt Cobain clip that's really cool. It's like a 4-minute clip if people want to talk about or listen to that. Just talks about how Scott Thompson had met Kurt Cobain. He was at one of the Nirvana shows. Kurt Cobain had seen him from the stage, said, hey, come backstage, met him after the show, said, next time you're back in Seattle, let's hang out. Scott Thompson said that next time they were getting ready to do a show in Seattle, he's getting ready to call Kurt Cobain, up to talk to him. He turns on the news, Kurt Cobain's dead.
Wow.
So that's his little story. But yeah, it's a good.
That's crazy.
I mean, I know people were, expecting the Tom Green show to be like the old show, but the show online was more like a traditional talk show. Mm-hmm. But he had some pretty interesting guests, and I tuned in. I was a big supporter of it early on because it had a subscription. It was like $5 or $10 a month. So he could fund the channel. Now you can do a lot of that stuff free, but at the time he needed the bandwidth and all that stuff. So he had to pay for that out of pocket. So he had to end up charging. Unfortunately, a lot of those episodes, they're no longer up anywhere. Like one with Val Kilmer, that was a cool one. And there's a Tom Green live episode that myself, Terry, and Tim that were in the audience. So that was kind of cool.
You got to go to one?
Yeah. Well, he recorded 3 at one time.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it was Eric Andre. Do you know him? He's like a comedian. He had a show called The Eric Andre Show on like Adult Swim.
Oh, yeah, I know his face.
I never found his show funny, but he was on. And then a pro skateboarder was on. And then Dr. Neil Hamburger. No, wait, he wasn't on. It was Dr. Ruel. It was like some kind of scientific doctor, which he was hilarious. I think
Ruel.
Yeah, I wish that I could find. You could hear me laughing. It's like awkward laughter the whole time because people didn't know if he was serious or not, but he was funny. He was hilarious.
That'd be so cool.
But the episode's not on there. And there was a guy sitting in front of Terry. He was super annoying. We had met him earlier in the Donut Prince. That's where Tom Green said to meet him. or not us, but whomever, whoever wanted to meet for the show, meet at the Donut Prince. And this guy's named Aaron. He had met there, and he'd been to like every show for a while. He was so annoying, super annoying. He would like clap really loud over everything and like be super loud and obnoxious, so annoying. And I could tell Tom Green was actually getting upset because I was getting upset.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
if I lived in LA or New York, especially if I lived in LA and I had like time and money, I would go to all kinds of shows. I would go to so much stuff.
it would be
Like Jeopardy. I go to like every episode of Jeopardy that I could get to.
Price is Right.
Price is Right. All that stuff. It'd be so fun.
So let's talk about this. The next other people's show is game shows.
Ooh.
Our favorite game shows over the years, and ones that we haven't liked. Because I'm glad you brought that up. Game shows they transcend time. Any decade has their shows, but there's still game shows. Even today, Price is Right still going on. Jeopardy is a staple, and Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Those three shows, I think, haven't went away. But that might be a good topic to get into, game shows.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. There's so many, and like even there's like the fun like consistent game shows, which are like the Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, that are all about the game, and then they're the ones that are like overly done, like the Deal or No Deal and like all that stuff, where the game's not even part of the show.
Yeah, it's barely. Yeah. So game shows would be a fun topic.
Yeah,
I think we're approaching. We got to want to do another segment before we head off.
Yeah, let's hit one more segment, and then can I tell you one piece of information that I just found while I was doing some Googling?
Yeah.
Carrot Top's real name is Scott Thompson.
Really?
Because I just Googled Scott Thompson, and I kept coming up with like a Carrot Top stuff. So I looked him up. His name is Scott Thompson.
Interesting. I would have never guessed.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he kind of looks like a Scott.
Yeah, I guess so.
The really funny Scott Thompson.
A lot of plastic surgery.
Yeah, he has. The other Scott Thompson looks like he's had a little bit of plastic surgery, but.
Oh, really? The kid in the hallway?
The kid in the hallway. He's so funny.
He's really, just him telling a story is funny.
The Buddy Call he did where he joins a softball team is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I actually got to see the Kids in the Hall live one time. They did a tour a few years ago, and they came through Durham. And so I drove down to see Durham. Alex did not care much for the show at all.
Really?
But it was a lot of like throwback, like they did stuff from the show that people just loved.
You kind of had
the characters.
Really good at them.
Yeah. Okay. But she really, there's just not her kind of humor.
Yeah.
It's not really like, well, it's kind of dirty, but it's a lot of satire. Well, see, but like over the top satire.
People can make a lot of things, like even the improv that you and I went to that time in New York. They ended up taking it down the dirty path.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's fine, but there's so many other avenues that are more challenging to go through, because you could easily go, and I'm not saying everyone can do it, but most people, comedians, can easily take that dirty path.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a challenge and a testament to how funny the person is that they don't go down that path sometimes.
That's when you know it's funny, is when if you can do it clean and you still get a good laugh, then one, do you need the obscenities? And two, fine, then add the obscenities. But if you take them out of it and don't get a laugh,
then your material's not
then it wasn't funny. Yeah, so you're just
Dave Coulier, a lot of people put him down, but his stand-up was really funny, and it was clean, and it was funny. Jim Brewer from Saturday Night Live, he has really good stand-up, and he's pretty family friendly. He tells a lot of stories from his family, and he's he seems pretty genuine and nice, and he doesn't really cuss that much, or if it's like really needed, I think.
Jerry Seinfeld, which I
Yeah.
never realized that, but Jerry Seinfeld does a pretty clean show.
Yeah, he doesn't very much.
And he's just, and I never liked his show. I still have never been able to get into his show, like the Seinfeld show.
Yeah.
But I do like his stand-up. I think his stand-up's really good, and it's worth the listen.
Yeah, I watched. I didn't watch all the latest one, but I watched most of it, and I've watched a couple in the past, and I'm like, pretty. It's not bad. So yeah, we'll definitely get into some game shows and stuff like that in the future. I'm looking forward to that.
Can I add all right. So this can we do this as our last segment?
Yeah, I was going to bring Gareth on. He wanted to come on.
Oh, gotcha.
But you want to go ahead and go ahead and say what you were going to say first?
No, I was going to say top 5 stand-up comedians, or just 5 stand-up comedians that you really like.
Right now, off the top of my head?
Yeah, just those ones that stick with you.
Let's see. I'm trying to think ones that's Jim Carrey. I like Jim Carrey's early stand-up. He did a lot of
I don't think I've ever seen the stand-up.
Like impersonations and stuff like that. I did like not the latest Chappelle special, but maybe 1 or 2 specials ago. It was really good. It was a fun one. I've got to say, Dave Coulier, he did a strong stand-up performance. I mean, not only was it funny, it was surprising that it was as good as it was, and he was nice.
I need to check out more of his stuff. He's a big advocate for clean comedy.
Yeah. The site was like cleancutcomedy.net was the site at the time. So that's 3 of them. I'm trying to think who else I would say. I know you don't care for him at all, but the awkwardness alone would be Norm Macdonald. It was I can't explain, because the guy that came up before him was way more diverse than Norm, because he did all these religious jokes, but he was like, he didn't do it in like he did it like people groaned at some of the material, or you were like, I can't believe he actually said that. There were gasps and groans. So when Norm got up there, it was a little more.
Maybe he did that purposefully.
Maybe, but his was still odd. But it was odd enough to make me intrigued, and I didn't feel I wasted my money. I felt like I had a fun time. Although the usher made me not be able to get a picture at that time.
Lame.
And then the 5th one would be. I've always enjoyed. I'm trying to think somebody else. I don't know. I have to come back on the 5th one. What about you?
The ones that stick out to me, Nick Swardson, an amazing stand-up. Bruce, large black guy. He is hilarious. Bruce, Mitch Hedberg.
Oh yeah, Mitch.
Mitch Hedberg is hilarious. I drank the Kool-Aid. I liked Dane Cook from the beginning.
I was going to say Dane Cook, but I didn't want to feel judged.
Yeah, because he got big, but I used to watch him when he was like, he did his first Comedy Central special. Because they all used to do those 30-minute Comedy Central specials.
Like a comic blend or something like that.
Yeah.
Premium blend is what it's called. Premium blend.
So I used to watch him back then, and oh my gosh, he was hilarious. So I loved that. Him. And I don't know. That's 4, I think. I don't know who I would put my 5th one as.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure either. Yeah.
Did I say Nick Swardson?
Yeah, that was your first one.
He was so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see I really liked David Spade's book, and I like when he does his little thing that he does on his Instagram. Like he did do a show, and I didn't watch the whole show, but sometimes he read these little like one-liners, and they were pretty funny. And I think I might like to see him. Dimitri Martin, he was a good show. I've seen him.
I,
I think just once, but yeah, he was fun. He was nice too. Yeah, I met him in Charlotte. I went with Kim.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
I went to this cool thing, which I didn't know what it was, but it was like one of those off night things. And I saw Bobby Lee.
Oh yeah, Bobby Lee.
That Dahlia guy, Chris Dahlia.
I've heard of him, but I don't know him right.
I think he just got in trouble for something recently.
He did today. It was that's where I saw him. His agent dropped him over some kind of misconduct issues.
Yeah, he did something. And who was the guy that? Oh, he was on the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. Always had the drink.
Ron White.
Ron White. Yeah, and they were just like it was like one of those nights where they were kind of like testing out material.
Yeah, kind of like we do every time we do a show.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah,
Zach Galifianakis does a really good stand-up routine.
Oh yeah, I saw Zach Galifianakis one time.
Super random.
Before I would put Zach in there, I really would. Before The Hangover, and his show wasn't. There's a DVD called like Live at the Purple Onion, I think is the name of it. Zach Galifianakis, and it's like it's his set, and it's the exact set that Terry and I saw at American University in DC back in 2006. I think it's called Live at the Purple Onion. And if anybody wants to watch it, there's some really funny extras on that DVD where Zach Galifianakis plays his brother Seth. It was a Southern version, and he loves Funyuns, and he has a dog named Funyuns. He's funny. He's funny.
I'll say this: he's canceled, and rightly so. But I think Bill Cosby was one of the funniest stand-up comedians. He was so funny, and he was pretty clean.
Yeah.
Man, he was hilarious.
He was clean in his comedy, but not in real life.
No.
He had it wrong. He should have done it the opposite way.
Yeah, if he'd have flipped it, that would have been much better for him and everyone else.
So we're going to go to we're going to get into the last segment here before we head off. We've just got a few moments left. Hey Gareth, we're going to catch you for the last segment before Jake has to head off. How are you doing today?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. We'll go to the we'll do the gallery view. So the last segment here. Oh, one thing, I didn't have the bandage on the whole show.
Yeah, let me see that wound. See how better it's doing.
Yeah, they had to shave part of my hair. So
I'm trying to remember if you told me how it actually happened. I think you did.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It was Samurai Sword, but I want to get into that the next show. So we're talking about before we head out today. Now the question being is, and we'll let Gareth take this one first. Is do you function better in life in a routine, or do you like to quote improv your everyday? Gareth, what say you?
Kind of a balance. I'd like to have a routine, but you can't plan out everything too much. I have a hard time making like a regular sleeping schedule.
Yeah. So
you can't try and plan out everything. You got to stay pretty loose and flexible, able to adapt. But I don't like to improvise everything either. I like to at least
have some kind of structure.
Idea, game plan, and then just be ready to adapt as comes at you.
What about yourself, Jake?
I'm the most boring person in the world. Every single day, I do the same things over and over and over again. But I do them because like I want to find some spontaneity. So if I get everything else in a routine, that opens up freedom to, because if I'm improving my whole life, then I feel like nothing ever gets done.
Yeah.
So every morning I get up, I go through the same routine, at least Monday through Friday, into the afternoon. And then usually in the evening, that's when I kind of start throwing things around, do whatever I want. But yeah, because if I don't, I forget things, I lose things. I'm not a list guy. I don't list crap out. So what ends up happening is I forget to do stuff and then I have to bail myself out. So I'm like, if I just get in a routine, just do it, I can just knock it out.
Right.
And then I can focus on what I want to do.
See that I guess a combination of that, because I like to have a routine, but I like to be flexible as well, like Gareth said. And I need structure that the routine provides. But unlike like you said, I am a list person, and I make lists. That's all my notebooks are, is just like lists.
I enjoy making lists. I love a good list. It's therapeutic.
Yeah. So have you ever tried to adapt lists and you're just totally against lists, or they just don't work for you at all? Jake?
Me?
Yeah.
The problem is I put list places and then I don't ever like go to those places where they are. I can't keep up with stuff. So I've got a little bit of list now where I have you can't see it, but on my computer I have a blue sticky note on the left side and a red one on the right side. A red one is all of like the work and assignments that I have to do. And the blue one is all like creative stuff that I want to do.
Okay.
So I do create little lists, but those are the only lists that have ever been functional for me in my life. But now I teach at like 3 different schools. Right. So if I didn't do this, I know I would be completely lost. And then what happens is if I don't do it, I'm lost trying to catch up, and then I never get to the creative stuff. Right. So that's why I gotta list out the other stuff so I can get to the creative.
Okay, in just a few short words, sum up your day today. Gareth, you got 30 seconds, my friend. Go. Or give us a word. Give the audience some words of wisdom. A chronicle of Gareth, if you will.
Oh, they're not ready for that. They wouldn't believe it anyway. Today I started the day early. Haven't done much. Mostly relaxed. Enjoyed my apartment to myself when my roommate's at work. Tried to watch that movie. Couldn't find any way to actually watch it. The Clifford movie.
Yes.
Did you guys talk about that earlier?
No, we've postponed Clifford.
I didn't mind because I'm not a big Steve Martin fan, honestly.
Okay. Well, you can, if you want to skip that one, that's fine too. So Jake, what about you? What's 30 seconds of any kind of something you want to say to the audience? Because we're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. Well, Facebook through YouTube, I guess you could say.
Just keep wearing your mask. I want to get out of Detroit, and I want to get out of Michigan. So the more you wear your mask, the faster I get out of this downtown area. Not that I want to get out because I don't like it, but I just want to get out because I've been here for way too long right now.
Well, my final words for the show is we have Seth Barnett coming up on the show, and we have another guest. I can't think of his name. I apologize.
A very honored guest.
Yes, a very honored. I didn't write it down. Matthew Hamilton. Sorry, Matthew. He was. I'm not sure if he's still with Silent in the Stars, the band, but he will be on Just Talking in the next couple weeks, as will Seth Barnett be performing. Probably next show. We have some clips of him performing. Also, we have game shows on the next topic, or on the next show. And I want to talk about these hurtful comments that I have received from the audience after last week's last show.
What did they say?
Yeah, it made me sad. So everyone check out the Other People's Show on YouTube. Gareth, thank you for joining in for the last segment.
Wait, what did you say about hurtful comments?
Yeah, I've had some hurtful comments about my injury. Huh?
Well,
So yeah, I'm gonna reveal those on the next show. But Jake, you needed to be done by 4.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
All right, man. I'm Adam.
I'm Jake.
good to see you guys. Take
All right.
it easy.
See you
Good to
later.
see you.
All right, bye guys.
Peace.